Hello everyone, I'm back with my next video on words of wisdom, and today, as it is visible to you, we are here going to talk about real life Sher Shah. That is, I know you all must be knowing about him. It is Captain Vikram Batra. Captain Vikram Batra, the Sher Shah of Kargil. Captain Vikram Batra, the Sher Shah of the Tiger Hills. He took Ye Dil Mange More as a success signal. He took it from the Pepsi ad. So he is well captioned as Ye Dil Mange More. Captain Vikram Batra, Paramveer Chakra, he got it after he died, was born on 9th of September 1974 and he expired, or we should correctly say he was martyred on 7th of July 1999. He was an officer of the Indian Army. He was awarded the Paramveer Chakra, India's highest and most prestigious award for valor, for his actions during the 1999 Kargil war, during which he led one of the most difficult mountain warfare operations in Indian history. Internal messages of the Pakistani army intercepted by India often referred to him as Sher Shah, that is, Lion King. Batra was born on 9th of September 1974 in a small town in Palampur, Himachal Pradesh. He was the third child of Girdhari Lal Batra, a government school principal, and Kamal Kanta Batra, a school teacher. He was the elder of twin sons and was born 14 minutes before his brother named Vishal. He had two sisters, Seema and Nutan, also called Neetu. He got his primary education from his mother, who herself was a teacher. He then attended the DAV public school in Palampur, where he studied up to middle standard. He received his senior secondary education at Central School, Palampur. Besides being brilliant at studies, Batra was a keen sportsman and represented his school at the national level during the youth parliamentary competitions at Delhi. He excelled at many sports and represented his school and college in table tennis, karate, and other such games. However, it was in the table tennis where he truly excelled. In 1990, he and his twin brother represented their school in table tennis at All India KVS Nationals. He also was a green belt holder in karate and went on to attend a national level camp in Manali. After completing his class 12th board examinations in 1992 from Central School, he attended DAV College, Chandigarh in BSc Medical Sciences. At college, he joined the Air Wing of the National Cadet Corps, that is the NCC, while he was in the first year. During the interstate NCC camp, he was adjudged the best NCC Air Wing Cadet of Punjab Directorate in North Zone. He was selected and underwent a 40-day paratrooping training with his NCC Air Wing unit at Pinjore Airfield and Flying Club, about 35 kilometers away from Chandigarh. During the next 2 years in DAV, he remained a cadet of Army Wing of NCC. In addition, he was the president of Youth Service Club of his college. There's no doubt that Vikram Batra was a loyal soldier of this nation, but one of the biggest sources of his willpower was his girlfriend turned fiancée, Dimple Chima. She was the one who was always there for Vikram, as she used to write letters to him and had always supported his patriotism. But not a lot of people are aware of the fact that Dimple had sacrificed her entire life by not marrying anyone else and is still living proudly as Vikram's widow. It is also said that before he had left for Kargil war, it was decided that once he returns from there, they would get married. On one of their meetings, when Dimple was a little scared and was doubtful about their future and relationship, there is an incident that she proudly remembers, and it is here. On one of his visits, I raised the issue of marriage as I was feeling a bit insecure. Without saying anything, he took out a blade of his wallet, cut his thumb, filled my Mange with his blood. That is the most cherished moment of my life to date. Then, later on, I used to tease him that he is pura filmy. This is such a touching episode. Following completion of his bachelor's degree in 1995, he enrolled at Punjab University in Chandigarh, where he took admission in MA English course so that he could prepare for the CDS exams. In 1996, he passed the CDS examination and subsequently received a call for interview at the Services Selection Board, that is the SSB, at Allahabad, and got selected. He was among the top 35 candidates in the order of merit in the Combined Defence Services Examination, that is the CDS examination. During his posting in Sopore, Batra had several encounters with militants. In one of those encounters, when Batra was leading an ambush with his platoon into an area of dense forest, he had miraculous escape when a bullet fired by a militant grazed his shoulder and struck one of Batra's men behind him, killing the soldier. Believing that the bullet was meant for him and not for his colleague, he ordered his men to nab the militants, and by morning all of the militants were killed. Batra, however, was saddened because he knew that the bullet was meant for him. Didi, he said to his sister, it was meant for me and I lost my man. He had told his elder sister over the phone. Every time when he came home to Palampur on leave, he would visit the Neugal Cafe. Batra last came home on leave from the army in 1999 during the Holi festival for a few days. During that time, when he went to cafe for a coffee, he met an acquaintance who told him to be careful in the war, to which Batra replied, I'll either come back after raising the Indian flag in victory or return wrapped in it. But I'll come for sure. He said, या तो मैं तिरंगे को लहरा कर आऊंगा या तिरंगे में लिपट कर, मगर आऊंगा जरूर. After his leave, he returned to join his battalion in Sopore. The 13 JAK, Jammu and Kashmir Rifle, that is RIF, after completing its CI OPS, that is the counter-insurgency operations, tenure in Kashmir under 192 Mountain Brigade of 8th Mountain Division, received orders to proceed to Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh. The battalion's advance party under Major Yogesh Kumar Joshi had reached its destination when on 5th June, because of outbreak of the war, its deployment orders were changed and the battalion received orders to move to Dras. Batra informed his parents about his movement and assured them that they need not worry about him. He would call his parents at least once in 10 days. The last phone call he made was on 29th of June 1999, in which he said, "Mommy, एकदम fit हूँ, फिकर मत करना. I'm absolutely fine, don't you worry." This was the last time that Batra spoke to his mother. Beginning his service as a lieutenant, he rose to the rank of captain. Batra's battalion, the 13 Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, came to Dras in early June. By then, the Kargil conflict had been underway for a month and had escalated to a full-out war. Irregular and regular Pakistani troops had infiltrated into the Indian side of the line of control and captured strategic Indian territories. The Indian Army, with the help of the Indian Air Force, had launched operation to reclaim the territories. Batra's battalion, the 13 JAK Rifles, were to act as reserves to the 2nd Battalion, the Rajputana Rifles. The 13 JAK Rifles played a significant role in the capture of Point 5140 under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Yogesh Kumar Joshi. It was during the briefing for the capture of Point 5140 that Batra used the phrase "Ye dil mange more," taken from a popular Pepsi ad campaign, as his success signal. Batra was severely injured during the attack, but he killed 3 enemy combatants and a large number of arms and ammunition were recovered. India didn't suffer a single loss of life during the capture of Point 5140. In fact, the victory started off a string of successful recaptures, and the Indian Army captured Point 5100, Point 4700, Junction Peak and the 3 Pimple Complex. In the meanwhile, his battalion, the 13 JAK Rifles, was sent to Mushko Valley under the command of 79 Mountain Brigade. The battalion was assigned the task of recapturing Point 4875, a peak that held significant strategic importance, for it dominated National Highway 1 right from Dras to Mattayan. Here I have a few pictures from a comic that is based on Captain Vikram Batra. Here he says, "Ye dil mange more." This was when the base erupted in joy as Vikram's voice resounded through the radio. We can also see the tricolor flew over Point 5140, which they recaptured. The mission to capture the point was a success. The Indian side did not lose a single soldier in this recapturing of their own territory. Batra was unwell with fever and was recuperating in a sleeping bag. After initial reconnaissance, the operation was launched at night. The assault continued all night, with Indian forces facing stiff enemy fire from Pakistani snipers. Point 4875 was captured, and so was area Flat Top and adjacent peak. But immediately after that, enemy forces launched their 2 counter-offensive to recapture area Flat Top. At this stage, Batra volunteered himself as reinforcement for the attack. Several other soldiers of his company offered to accompany him without official orders, many even risking a court-martial. Batra, accompanied by 25 other men, prayed at a Durga temple and left in the middle of the night to recapture the feature. The battle continued till daylight. Batra killed 4 enemy soldiers and successfully defended area Flat Top. He was evacuating an injured soldier when he was hit in the chest from an enemy sniper, and a second later was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade. Batra breathed his last next to his fellow company man. Here is another clip from this comic. He said, "That man is injured and in the line of fire. I have to get him to safety." This is Vikram Batra speaking. When the other man told him, "Saab, don't go out there. It's too dangerous. I will go." He also said, "No, you have a wife and children back home. Wait here." He told the other man, and he himself went forward. Such was sacrifice. He was such a great man. He was so loyal with his own soldier team. Vikram sprinted across and quickly came towards the injured soldier. "Saab, you shouldn't have come. Please go back." "Not without you." These were his words, and it was at this time when he was shot. The battle continued till daylight. Batra killed 4 enemy soldiers, this we have come to know, and successfully defended area Flat Top. He was evacuating an injured soldier. This is the injured soldier when he was hit. Vikram Batra's body was brought home with full military honors, and he was given a national mourning. Since then, the day is celebrated as Kargil Vijay Divas to rekindle the pride and valor of the soldiers who took part in Operation Vijay. The day marks the victory of Indian soldiers in recapturing the mountain heights that were occupied by Pakistani army on July 26, 1999, known as the Kargil War. We can see everybody paying tribute to him. After a few days of his death, we all know we all were successful. We won the Kargil War, and yes, Vikram Batra had a vital role to play in this, along with other soldiers who too had fought valiantly. The recently released film Sher Shah is based on the life of Captain Vikram Batra, who died in Kargil War and was honoured with the Paramveer Chakra posthumously, that is after his death. Siddharth Malhotra, who plays Captain Vikram Batra in the film, spoke to Kargil hero's brother Vishal Batra and got all the details and all about Vikram Batra so that he could do justice to the great man. Since you all know I talked about soldiers and their sacrifices in my Sunday stories this week, this is the Independence Day week going on. So this was the best moment. I took it an opportunity to talk about Vikram Batra. I hope you all liked it. We need to salute soldiers like Vikram Batra who sacrificed their life without thinking about their own self. Jai Hind.